That's not good. We completed it. Uh-oh. Was that supposed to happen? Oh. I don't hear any music whatsoever. Is that supposed to happen? I know the music is supposedly faster, but I genuinely cannot hear it. Where do I go? Oh, this way. Settings. I mean, is the audio off? Oh, that's why. Silly me, sorry. Okay. Oh, even switching weapons can put you into the beat. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, so if you shift in time, you can actually keep shifting so as long as you want. That's cool. I like that. Nice. That was so clutch. 284. Oh, triple S. Look at that. Just a sliver of life and I got it. But still at number 10. I mean, look at those scores, man. Hey, you know what? I'll take that. Just cracked the top 10. And that's like on the second go on hard. I mean, honestly, I'm glad that I even just made it towards the end. I mean, I didn't talk a lot because I was just so focused on, you know, trying to get that level, like, done. But yeah, fuck yeah, triple S. Hey guys, what's up? It's me again. Just finished off trying out the Tempo Punk demo. Now, I initially played it because I had early access to it, where I only got to try the first 2 levels and then had to wait for some time until the Red Pulse event started. I got into the 3rd level a little bit late, but I was quite surprised to see how different it felt to, say, the other 2. And the 3rd level has a different kind of electronic track, you know, the kind of electronic music that you would hear at a Gabba rave. For those that don't know what Gabba is, this is Gabba. Moving on, the 3rd track shows a much faster and more intense track, and I noticed just how much more challenging this level was in contrast to the other 2 levels that were a lot slower and had more of a introductory approach to the game and its mechanics and its movement and what the game expects out of you. Now, Tempo Punk is one of many rhythm-based games, but it's the kind of rhythm game that rewards and incentivizes consistent, on-time inputs. And what I mean by that is, you know, you have your jumps and your dashes and your slides, as well as reloading and shooting and using secondary fires. You have to do all of that on beat to get the highest possible score, which you'll also see on the leaderboard. So that is the main incentive behind this demo, and presumably in the future for the game itself, is to get the highest possible score possible so that you can get higher in the leaderboards. That's if you're really into that sort of thing. Now, I'm not really a leaderboard person, but I did alright for the first couple of goes, and I even managed to get a triple S score on the 3rd level on the 2nd attempt. So far the music choices are pretty good, you know, it has more of a electronic synth kind of vibe to it, but with the 3rd track I'm wondering what other kind of electronic genres are going to be incorporated into it. And with the whole import music system, I wonder how they're going to be able to translate whatever music people put into with the levels themselves. Now, I was in communication with someone from the studio and asked about the import music system, and what was said is that they envision this idea of where the import music system will accommodate for any kind of music that the player themselves puts into the game. So if you put like a really fast, you know, metal track or rap track or any kind of track you can think of, the level will then generate with that track in mind, creating a faster and more intense level. And the opposite is true when you put in a slower and, you know, more chill like song into the level. So that tells me that the game may possibly generate its own replayability, kind of like with OS, where people have created beat maps for all sorts of songs, and you have a range of easy to get into to near impossible songs to beat. I wonder how they're going to do that in a game like this, where you're going to have songs that are so fast that you're just going to have to really keep up, including the use of all of the mechanics in, say, like a really fast song. Like, imagine putting it in like a speed metal song, like say Dragon Force, in a game like this. Like, it would be insane if they made it so fast that you had to just, constantly abuse the keyboard and mouse just to stay on time, I mean, I'm curious to see how that looks like in the final launch, or if it ever does come, but, time will tell. For now, all you have in the demo is just the 3 levels that are just sort of like introductory levels to sort of give you an idea of what they're trying to do with the game. And so far, I think they've done a pretty good job selling me on the idea of, playing this in the future. And this is coming from someone that isn't necessarily a fan of rhythm-based shooters, because I do personally feel like they're quite limited in terms of how I can play. I prefer creating my own kind of rhythm and my own sort of pacing in whatever shooter I play. But with rhythm-based shooters, you have to play to their pace and to their rhythm. However, though, with the import music idea, this might be a way to sort of, help me find a pace that I prefer with the songs that I like more, but time will tell on that note. Either way, Tempo Punk was a game that I had a pretty good time with. It was a short and brief time, mind you, but it was still one that, has sold me on the idea of what the game is trying to be and what it's trying to sell. For those that are looking for more rhythm-based shooters, I would say give this one a crack. It's currently available as a demo. I haven't seen an official release date for the final product yet, but with the way they're going so far, I feel like it'll come out sometime either later on in 2025 or perhaps sometime in early 26, but that's just my own, take on it, and that could change depending on the development cycle. But yeah, no, Tempo Punk was fun. I'm keen to see more of it. Definitely check it out, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.